Hi everyone, welcome to World of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, and this is the Tier 8 Russian Premium Heavy Tank, the IS-6. It's been driven by nipplepink today. What a name for a World of Tanks user. nipplepink, if it's a guy, well done on a great username, and if it's a girl, even better. Anyway, we're on South Coast, and we're spawned on the north side of the map, and nipplepink is going to take a position on down the east flank. You can see he's got the camouflage on the IS-6, which makes it look really cool, in my opinion. And he's moving down. It's reasonably quick too. You can see he's doing over 30 k's an hour, which for a big, heavy tank, that's not too bad. You can consider it, comparing it to, say, the KV4 or even the IS-3. I think the IS-6 is a little bit quicker than the IS-3 and a hell of a lot quicker than the KV4. You can see on the mini-map there's a few of them going down that side, and there's a few going down the water, and as usual there's a few campers in the centre up near the flag. They're talking in the chat about what's a better Tier 8 premium tank, the T-34 or the IS-6. In my opinion, it's definitely the IS-6, simply because of the preferential matchmaking. The T-34 might have a bit of a better gun, but it's got a slower reload, and it's a hell of a lot of a slower tank, and it does see Tier 10 matches. In the IS-6 you won't see Tier 10 matches unless you're platooned with someone in a tank that does see Tier 10 matches. So you've got to be careful when you're platooning with preferential matchmaking tanks. You've got to be careful what kind of tanks you're using, because some tanks will drag other tanks up to higher tiers. And that's basically what the players were discussing down the bottom. I've got both the T-34 and the IS-6. I think the IS-6 is better simply because of the preferential matchmaking. T-34 is a great tank, it's got great armour, but the fact that it's a fair bit slower than the IS-6 and it sees Tier 10s makes the IS-6, in my opinion, a bit of a better option. But nevertheless, they're both good tanks. Now it's time for nipplepink to engage in that enemy T-34, which is one of the top tier heavies on the enemy side. You can see it's been tracked, so he whacks another blind shot in there, which is exactly what I would have done. I'm not sure if that second shot did any damage, because the tank wasn't lit up, and other tanks were also firing at it. nipplepink gets himself into a pretty good position here. If there was artillery on the enemy side, I'd say this is a bit of a risky spot, because artillery's got good shots on where he is, but there's no artillery in this match, so he's basically side scraping from a distance using that rock, and he's keeping out of the way of the other two heavy tanks that are firing in that same direction towards that T-34. And pretty quickly they work out that that T-34 is or was by himself. So nipplepink, being the top tier heavy tank, along with the Tiger 2 up ahead of him, take the opportunity to push forward and bully that T-34, and hopefully between the two or three of them put a heap of damage into them. But they've just discovered there's another IS-6 there, and again nipplepink side scraping using these houses. Even though they're destructible, they do provide cover, and he's just waiting to see these tanks so he can put a bit of damage into them. Looking at the reload time of 10 seconds, that might indicate to me that he doesn't have a gun rammer equipped, which is the equipment that I would recommend putting onto the IS-6. But my IS-6, I'm sure the reload time's closer to 9 seconds, or maybe even below 9 seconds. But my crew does have brothers in arms in my one, and I do have a gun laying drive, a gun rammer, sorry, loaded onto the tank, which helps you put out a little bit more damage. But nevertheless, nipplepink's team is comfortably winning 8-3 at this stage. And looking at the map, the west side where the beach is, it looks like that's where most of the enemy are. So the heavies on the east side of the map, rightfully so, are going to start pushing and taking advantage of this position where they probably don't have as many tanks, because we know that a hell of a lot of them are by the water on the east side, even though Nipple Pink's side are slowly picking them off by the water. You can see the armour of the IS-6 is quite reliable. That little A44, even though it's a tier below, the IS-6 is firing heats or HE rounds, and is reliably bouncing them. That shot was from the IS-6, an unlucky bounce onto the enemy IS-6, but the thing with the IS-6 is if you angle well, and especially if you're top tier, it's very easy to bounce a hell of a lot of shots. Unless the person is behind or to the side of you, which is what Nipple Pink's doing now to this enemy IS-6. He thinks, if I can take this bloke out of the game, considering it's a 3 against 1 battle, then they'll have a massive advantage once they've gotten rid of it. So he gets taken out by the Tiger 2, which is backing up Nipple Pink on the southeast side, and he used a little bit of premium ammunition there. There's nothing wrong with that. You need to use premium ammunition sometimes against the more heavily armoured tanks, such as the IS-6, the Tiger 2, even the T-34. Now at this stage you can see on Nipple Pink's side the 112, the other Tiger 2 and the T-150 are engaging that Tiger 2, which is near the red flag from the southeast corner. Nipple Pink does the right thing here and moves forward, because he is on relatively high health. He moves forward and engages the Tiger 2 from another angle, which is a really good tactic if you're coming up, especially when you're coming up against something like the Tiger 2, which is a top tier heavily armoured tank. If you can engage it from more than one angle, then he's got no chance, as long as, especially when there's more than one of you. You can really put damage in from more than one direction, confuse him, make him think about who's he going to take out first, and by the time he does that, he's generally killed, which is what's just happened. It didn't look like to me that Tiger 2 had the top gun. He was only putting in 230, 260 damage per shot into Nipple Pink and his IS-6, which tells me maybe he did have a smaller gun than the top tier gun on the tank. An unlucky shot there on the T-54 Mod 1. Is it Mod 1? I can't read it from here, but anyway, an unlucky shot. He could have got another 400 odd damage there, but he goes right up to the little T-54 and pumps another shot in. 4 seconds to go in his reload. Tries going for the last kill of the game. Unfortunately, the undulation of the hills makes it a little bit hard to aim properly, and that last shot went wide. But unfortunately, Nipple Pink doesn't get the last kill of the game. It's always very satisfying to get the last kill of the game, but nonetheless, a very healthy result for Nipple Pink in his IS-6. As we go on to the battle results screen, 3,272 XP, and look at the cashola there, 108,000, nearly 109,000. He picked up a few medals, a second class mastery badge, bruiser, fire for effects, and more importantly the high caliber medal, which means he did a hell of a lot of damage compared to everyone else on the side. Now you can see in these results the difference between having a premium and a non-premium account. But first we move on to the results, which shows everyone's results. 3,640 damage, just the one kill, but Nipple Pink took a hell of a lot of the enemy tanks down to a low health so that someone else could kill them as well. 1,091 base experience, which is a good guide to how well you've gone compared to everyone else. Top experience and top damage, which is why he got the high caliber medal as well. See also quite a few of the other players on Nipple Pink's team did a significant amount of damage too, which contributed to a pretty comprehensive victory. Looking at the final results page, he fired 13 shots, 10 of them hit, 9 penetrated, 3,640 damage, blocked 1,080 damage by armour, which shows how the armour of the IS-6 is quite reliable. For a game that only went 8 minutes, he made a bottom line profit of 76,000 credits after he paid for his ammunition. And there was a bit of premium ammunition in there, but you can see with a premium account and a premium tank such as the IS-6, it's very hard to lose money unless you die really early doing absolutely nothing. It's easy to make lots of money in a tank like the IS-6. And his experience was awesome, with nearly 3,500 experience for his double. And obviously there's a bonus on credits and experience being in a premium tank and a premium account. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed nipplepink's replay in his IS-6. I certainly did. Don't forget, once I hit 100 subscribers, I will be giving out some gold packages for your replays. So feel free to send me your replays either through the YouTube channel or send me a message in the game. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you next time.